Yes, people, thought I'd drop a quick video ahead of the Champions League game. This is a quick PSA. I say quick, it was probably going to be about 10 to 12 minutes. But I just got to say this. Thomas Frank, I like you. You're a good coach. Stabilised the ship defensively. Been a positive start to the season on paper. But brother, I'm not enjoying these home performances. I'm not enjoying these home results. And I'm going to need you to control the controllables. Now, people will say, what do you mean, Topes? Control the controllables, right? Do what you can do within your capacity to make sure that we play better. Or at least, if you can't make sure, try to get us playing better. I tweeted this the other day and I stand by it. Rome wasn't built in a day. I don't expect Frank to have created a team that's capable of scoring loads of goals, keeping teams out and conceding as few goals as possible, dominating possession, playing exclusively in the opposition's box. Sorry, I'm in America at the moment. I don't know what's going on here. And playing fluid, sexy football with all the new players integrated and firing. Like, there's just way too many things for him to clock in such a short space of time. We're only in October. It's literally been August, like 2.5 months. Just over 2.5 months, sorry. So he's not going to have everything sussed out, right? And then when you look at the issues that we are facing, we're missing a lot. So I saw Match of the Day, and yes, the stats aren't good, but I don't think they tell the full story. I don't think they tell the full story at all, because I struggle to believe that our underlying metrics would be as poor as they are if we had Maddison fit, if we had Kulusevski fit, if we had Solanke fit, if we had Muani fit, if we had Destiny fit for most of the season, if we didn't have Romero missing some games, if we had some of the depth available to rotate the team, to maybe play a different shape, to maybe give the likes of Kudus maybe more rest, to not have to rely upon Odebear and Tel and Richarlison, I believe that the numbers would have improved. But when I say Frank needs to control the controllables, I'm talking about what he can do despite all those things that I've just listed. Right? I'm talking about what he can do despite the issues, despite the injuries, despite the unavailability of certain players. Because in the end of the day, we are not playing, we're not playing an attractive brand of football, fine. It's not been terrible, but it's not been an attractive brand of football. But most importantly, we're not playing in a way that gets us to smother the opposition. Even if it's not attractive, can you get us playing in a way that can get us more attempts at goal, which will more often than not lead to at least more chances created in the football game? Even if you're lacking the creativity, can you get us the players that can show more intent on the football pitch? That's the challenge. And it's a challenge that we've struggled to balance all season. Now, don't get me wrong. Thomas Frank has found creative ways for us to keep scoring. Because look at some of those names I listed. They're heavy hitters. Kulusevski hit double figures for us last year. Maddison hit double figures for us last year. They both got double figures in assists in all competitions. Right? Solanke got double figures in all competitions. 3 of our top 4 scorers are basically a non-entity this season. The new signing we signed on deadline day, he's played what, like 20 minutes, if that, against Aston Villa? So, like, it's not like Frank has been blessed with a plethora of options right now. So I get it, it's not easy.
Wait.
Okay, it says wait, I'm still going to go there because there's no cars. It's not easy, but what is a surefire way to dampen positivity and to lose some fans in your corner is when you are deliberately going out of your way to encourage a style that is not conducive to us putting our foot on the opposition's neck at home, and most importantly, creating enough to win games convincingly. That's the key. put the attractive football to the side because you lot know I'm very balanced. I like positive front-footed football, but I like, most importantly, sustainable football. And some of the things I've seen the last couple of weeks are simply not sustainable, even with the results. It's not sustainable. Leeds, I was happy for the win and I thought we deserved to win, but we made that game harder than it needed to be. We ended that game trying to sit off Leeds and defend our lead. Leeds. Trying to defend our lead against Leeds. And then I'm seeing at home we're playing short back and sides football. Short back and sides football at home. Listen, Aston Villa are a good side. They've not played particularly well this season consistently, but they're a good side. However, like I said, they haven't played well this season. And we did enough maybe to have won that game on chances per se, but we didn't create enough where I can actually say we were the overwhelming team that should have won. Well, sorry, I'm not making sense. We didn't do enough where I could actually say, you know what, we created enough. We are the overwhelmingly better side here. That's what's frustrating for me. Yeah, that is what's frustrating for me. And it was the same against Bournemouth, same against Wolves. And I think a lot of it is down to what he does with the midfield. Whether it's instructions, whether it's substitutions, whether it's the combination of midfielders that he plays. For whatever reason, he hasn't been able to get it right the entire season. And as I said, I'm going to go up now 1 second. And as I said, the injuries, they're peak. They're very peak. And then when you look at the summer window, I hate to say I told you so, but I was begging for a pass master in the midfield. We need it. We need someone who can break the lines. We didn't get it. So we said, you know what, you're going to have to make do with what you've got at your disposal, even with the injuries. But still, be that as it may, I still think, Thomas Frank, you're shooting yourself in the foot, and as a result, you're shooting Spurs in the foot because of some of the selections that you're taking up. It just doesn't make sense sometimes. We've seen Bentancur and Palhinha consistently picked in games where they shouldn't be picked, in games where we've seen it doesn't work, in games where we struggle to create lots of chances in open play, where we struggle to get the ball into the final third consistently and quickly, where we struggle to play through central areas, right? Where we struggle to get the ball into our attacking players with regularity and speed. It's a problem. It's a problem. We saw it against Aston Villa. We saw it against Wolves. We saw it against Bournemouth. Like, we keep seeing it, and yet Frank doesn't want to change it. Like, he's going for the risk-averse option, which is, Bentancur and Palhinha. And listen, Palhinha, he's been quality defensively, and he's added goals. But Palhinha's no pass master, and we knew that. We knew what we were buying. So he's doing his job. But the problem is he has limitations in what he can do with the ball, right? And when we build up, it is painful. It is so painful. Our centre-backs get the ball. They funnel it to our fullbacks. The fullbacks then give it to the CMs. The CMs don't want to take it on a half-turn. They don't want to dribble through players. They don't want to pass it into the congested areas in the middle of the park. No, their first instinct is to either give it back to the fullback, give it to the opposing or the opposite fullback, or give it back to the centre-backs. And it's just endless. They're calling it U-shaped football on Twitter, and it's the truth. Back and sides football, U-shaped football, whatever you want to call it. Forget about the attractiveness or how boring, blah, blah, blah. It's just not working in terms of us being able to actually dominate the opposition. That's what I care about. F all this sexy football, blah, 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 blah. Are we going to play a way that can actually get us dominating games that we should be dominating? Or being the better team in games that we should be the better team in? Because it's not working. It's not working. Bentancur, he's so sterile, he's so toothless in the midfield. And it's a far cry from the Bentancur we saw before the ACL. Before the ACL, he was all action. He was all action. He was a true number 8. He was someone who could break up play, tenacious off the ball, but on the ball, he's taking it on the half turn. He's Xing man out of the game, super press resistant, and he's driving with the ball into the heart of the midfield. He's committing players. This Bentancur, this version of Bentancur, he's not committing players, he's just fouling players. And he's so safe and sterile with the ball. And Frank keeps going for this risk-averse approach in a bid to be more solid. But guess what? Despite the solidity, we conceded 2 against Aston Villa. We conceded 1 and should have conceded much more against Bournemouth. We conceded 2 against Bodo. We should have conceded more. And okay, granted, Bodo, he didn't start them together, but Palhinha came on and we still stank. Wolves, they both started. Guess what? We stank in the second half. Probably the worst football I've seen from us this season. The worst. The performance was dreadful. It doesn't work, brother. In these types of games where we need to be the dominating side, the protagonists, you cannot play this midfield. And it's not even just the selection, it's the instruction. I just mentioned that U-shaped football. That's instruction. That's instruction. Sorry, I'm watching these games and everything is just geared towards, let's get it wide. Primarily to Pedro Porro so he can try and clip the ball over the top for Kudus. I'm seeing no appetite to play the ball through central areas. That can't just be down to personnel. As poor as the personnel have been in Bentancur, as safe as the personnel have been in Palhinha, that can't just be down to personnel. The managers must be instructing them to go round. The other game we saw, we went a bit more direct and tried to get long balls from the defence into the front line. But even still, it's that nasty way where we just play around the block rather than through the block. We're not playing passes or playing in a way that's unsettling teams' defensive shape, that's dislodging players from positions that they want to stay in. No. And then if I look at the substitutions, like, it's one thing to start with this midfield, but then why does it take so long to change it when it clearly doesn't work? It takes so long to change it. We waited until the 80-something minute for him to basically break up the band. The same with Wolves. Why are we waiting so long to change something that clearly isn't working? Even against Leeds when we won the game, it wasn't good. The midfield wasn't good. It was the front four. The midfield was not good. It's just like all this risk that you're not taking, it's not even paying dividends because we're dropping points at home. You're better off playing a Bergvall, a Gray, or a Sarr. 3 midfielders who are more forward-thinking than Bentancur. Okay, they're not perfect. They're not amazing. But at the very least, you play them, that tells us, okay, you're trying to do something different here. And that at least gives us the belief that you are actually trying to go out and do everything in your power to win this game of football with the ball. Gray, technical ability, yes, he's unpredictable because he's young, but technical ability, can take it on the half turn when he's got his confidence flowing. Same for Bergvall. Bergvall can carry it. Bergvall can at least try and pass forward. Sarr, he makes good runs into the box, even though he's not a strong passer of the ball, and he breaks up play in the midfield. Let that second player in the double pivot be someone who's more forward thinking. They don't have to be focused. They both don't have to be focused on stopping the opposition. And even if you wanted to stop the opposition, Sarr can help you with that. But guess what? Sarr's also going to make those third man runs into the box and try and get a goal. Bentancur's not going to do that. I don't get it, man. And then the Javi Simmons thing is just, it's baffling to me because he was playing him off the left when he should have been playing him in the centre. But he's now moving to the centre, but yet you're not incorporating a style of play that gets the ball to him when you put him in the centre. Listen, Javi was poor against Villa, and Javi has had several poor games, but he's had some good games for Tottenham. Overall, he's not been good, I would say. He's been meaty. But he has shown flashes, and we went out of our way to spend this money on him. We're paying him a higher wage because we believe in the talent. Even if he's not as good as a James Maddison, for example, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, he's still a talented player. He's still a player who is obviously still finding his feet, but he needs the ball in the zones that he's been paid to play in. I want him to drop deeper sometimes and take more responsibility. That's just me. And I think that should be an element of his game. Sometimes it's a needs must. But in the end of the day, we bought a guy to play in the pockets, to receive the ball in the pockets and connect the dots with the attack. But he's not getting the ball in the pockets because we refuse to find him in the pockets. It doesn't make sense. Why did we buy him if we're going to just refuse to play through the midfield? It just doesn't make sense. Even our build-up as well. Like, maybe he needs to change the way we build out. Maybe we need to change our shape. Maybe we need to go back to a back three and have more options when we're building out. Because building out from the two and the centre-backs and then going to the full-back and then going to the midfielder or going from the centre-back to the midfielder, it's just not paying dividends at the moment because the man-to-man press, once it gets onto our midfielders, they don't want to do anything but pass it back or pass it sideways. The manager needs to tweak it, man. Frank, fix it. Fix it. Fix it. Show us that you're trying to really go out and put your foot on these teams' necks. Be the protagonist more in games. Even if we don't win, at least we can say, you know what, he's trying everything in his power. Nobody's going to knock Frank for finding different ways to get us scoring. Long throws, set plays, like all of these marginal gains, they're good. They're good, but they should not override our ability to actually hurt teams in open play. And our open play creativity, fluidity, possession style, just whatever terminology you want to use is flawed right now because he's making fundamental mistakes with the lineups, with the instructions, with the tactics, on top of an exacerbated issue because of the injuries. We're already suffering with the injuries. We don't need our manager to then add more hurdles for us to jump through because you're moving stubborn or you're moving scared with your instruction, your selection, your substitutions in midfield, in the attack. Something's got to give, man. He's got to fix it.